Happy New Year! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here for the very first time. Just wanted to say a massive thank you for all the new subscribers that have joined this channel. Thank you so much for the support. I really am so grateful. Very surprised that despite me not posting for the past 2 months, maybe a month and a half, there has just been an influx of subscribers that have joined. Thank you for joining. My name is Regina, and I basically like to do all kinds of videos, anything that I love, because I feel like I don't want to just stick to one niche, even though it's kind of what is encouraged. But yeah, I guess this channel is all about what I enjoy in life. So it's like fashion, it's about my faith, it is about beauty, skincare, travel whenever I get the chance to do that, lifestyle, motherhood as well. So I feel like it's a big basket of different things. But yes, I'm rambling now, but I just wanted to say thank you so much. Every morning I wake up and I kind of check and see how the channel's going despite me not posting. I'm just overjoyed. I'm like, oh my gosh, people are subscribing, they like my content, or they are interested. That's so insane, and I love that so much. And so yeah, 2024, I'm really wanting to be more intentional than what I had been probably in the past 2 months. So today I'm wanting to share with you the goals for 2024, as well as a little reflection of 2023. Alright, so to stop myself from digressing into random as rambles, I'm gonna have my phone here, so I am sticking to the dot points that I'm really wanting to share today with you guys. So the first part will be sharing my reflection of 2023, just what main highlights have been happening, and then I'll go into lessons I've learned in 2023, just a few little key points. Hopefully it will help you, hopefully it will encourage you for this year. And then lastly, the big chunk of this video will just be talking about my goals for 2024 and what my plans are. And my heart for this video is that you're encouraged and you are challenged in some way, and that you are inspired through the different dot points that I'll be sharing, or my own personal goals that I'm setting for myself this year, which hopefully will result in you also setting some goals for yourself, things that are achievable but also challenging enough so that you are growing and that you're not the same from where you started. In 2023, one of the major things that happened in my life / my family's life, we believe that we got the call from God to move churches. We were in our previous church for 10 years, and so when we got the call to move, we just felt like it was such a huge thing that surely it's not from God, because it was just so out there. But then through confirmation and just affirmation from others and prophetic words that others have given us, people that don't even know us or know our personal journey had given that to us, and yeah, I guess dreams as well confirm things like that. And so we decided to take that faith step and move churches. It was definitely a challenge. I think it really tested our faith because provision and finances were affected by that. Of course, a new church family and a new kind of covenant family, and I guess just looking for a new church is also one of those things, because you want to get it right. You want to hear God correctly, because you want to be planted in the right space, in the right place at the right time. And so yeah, we moved to this particular church that we are at now, and we are loving it. We moved back in May. It's only been 8 months, but it honestly feels like we've been there for years. And just like any transition, there are bumps along the way, but all that was, I believe, God's hand was just smoothing it out, finding friends, finding a life group and all of that, and finding where you kind of belong and fit, especially if different people have already been established there for a while and they already have their own friendship groups, life groups, things like that. So it kind of feels like you're kind of trying to find your place. But honestly, everyone was really great at this church, and they're so loving and so welcoming, and it made it really easy despite it being challenging in the context of what it is, moving churches. But our story has been great. We loved it. So that was a huge thing. Going back to work after maternity leave was also another thing. I think initially I had, in my plan anyways, was 2 years off from work, and then at least when Judah's 2, then I can kind of start thinking about going back to work. But of course, like I said, with the transition from a new church, from our old church to the new church. It affected our finances because we were both on staff, and so I went back to retail work a bit earlier than expected. And then on top of that, my husband also started full-time work, which was really exciting. It was such a God answered prayer, and so really grateful. So that was also another milestone upon reflection. The last thing I can really think of that's like a big milestone piece in my life was signing up for my 8-week graphic design course. You would have seen me mention it back in my November monthly reset. I'll link it up here in case you're interested to see like how it kind of went and me talking about the course a bit. But I basically completed it, so I passed, I got my grades back finally, and I am so overjoyed that I passed. Honestly, that one was a faith step in itself as well, going back to studying. I think studying creative is also an aspect where I had to deal with the whole, okay, my work is being marked, but my work doesn't define me. And I think that was a journey in itself that I was going through, that God was bringing my heart through. So that was really incredible. But I'm just so grateful that I passed, and the amount of knowledge and wisdom and just approach through that kind of filter that I learned from the course is so great. And I love that I can apply that now to my own personal life, my own projects that I'm doing, and things like that, which you will find out later on when I share with you my goals for 2024, which is so exciting. Alrighty, so moving on to lessons I learned in 2023. So first one for me was trust in the character of God and the strength of His word. So this one was more so from the very start of the year to the very end of the year. There was just like different like valleys and mountaintop moments where it was really learning to trust in His character and in His nature, in His goodness, as well as to lean on what He has spoken. So I think at times it is quite out there when God speaks to us and tells us or instructs us to do something. And oftentimes it does take us out of our comfort zone in order to grow us. And I think there was a lot of those this year, and the overall kind of lesson I learned from this is to trust in His character and in His goodness. Second thing I learned is boundaries are healthy. And I think for me, coming from a place of people pleasing and kind of like working for love and like works-based kind of relationship where I felt like I got my worth from what I did. So boundaries are healthy. And overexerting yourself with the wrong people, the wrong thing, or the wrong focus will let you do more harm than good, no matter your heart for excellence. And I think for me, it's I love doing things to the best of my ability, and it's important to create boundaries to protect the relationship. I think that I would potentially harbor like ill feelings or this kind of like, kind of attitude. So the next thing that I learned is stewardship, not ownership. This one here is talking about how God owns everything in this world. He created everything, He owns everything, and we own nothing, but we are called stewards of the things that He's given us in our lives. All the blessings, you know, family, children, finances, a job, our home. So all that is His, and we are called to steward it. So you don't own something, but you are called to take care of something. I hope this makes sense. I feel like it might be a bit out there for some people to understand, but if not, all good. Definitely my skills in budgeting was very poor before 2023. I was a terrible impulse shopper. I am so not proud of that. I had no self-control, which I feel like 2023 I definitely learned a bit more. I wouldn't say I'm perfect at it. I am far from perfect, but progress. Progress is what we love. Consistency is what we love. But yeah, the next one is formulas will get results, but not the transformation. We need to deal with the heart transformation first. So doing things for God through formula will get me the results of being a good Christian, but God really cares about the heart and what that is actually producing in me. So He's not going to bring me through something or tell me something for me to just work on like the formula and ticking boxes and just going to church and not really receiving and being intentional in that moment. The next one is the unknown is scary only when we aren't fixated on Jesus. So essentially, not knowing what's to come is only scary when my focus is on what the outcome could be or would be. instead of focusing on God and knowing his character and nature and his goodness. And so when we are more focused on, oh, God is good, like he's got good plans for me, it's like that one will turn the feeling of being scared to the feeling of excitement, purely because you know that whatever will happen is for our own good. It's not up to me to define the word good, but it's up to God to define what good looks like. The last one is obedience is the love language of God. And so throughout 2023, even starting from the whole, moving churches, was the simple act of obedience, and that is his love language. So we can't do anything to please God. We can't impress him by faith, because faith is a gift. He's given us a measure of faith. But what pleases God is obedience, and that is the outworking of that faith. So it's what we're using with what he's given us, and that kind of goes back to the whole stewarding. So we're stewarding the faith or the gift that God has given us. And now moving on to goal setting for 2024. So these are the list of my goals that I will be embarking on in this journey of transformation from where I am now to where I will be at the end of 2024. And so the purpose of me sharing these goals, as personal as it may be, is to keep myself accountable, especially since you guys are all here now to keep me accountable, as well as to inspire you, encourage you, and share with you what kind of goals you could have or what you can adapt to your own lifestyle and your personal life as well. And lastly, it's also to show how real and raw the journey of getting from point A to point B will look like. The first one is to deepen and grow my relationship with God. And so this will look like being consistent in daily devotions, spending time with him, being intentional with prayer, and simple obedience, which is something that I believe God is wanting to continue to work on in my heart. So the second goal is to learn to speak Japanese. So not sure if you guys heard of Duolingo. I'm sure you guys have, because it's a very popular app to learn different languages. And the goal is to understand and speak at a basic level in time for my trip to Tokyo. I'm so excited. We'll be going sometime in 2024, and I really can't wait. It is a country we have been wanting to go for so long. The next one is to continue to be a better stewards of finances, and this looks like budgeting. And all across YouTube in 2023, I've been seeing this whole no spend month. So I'm really keen and really interested to take on this challenge. I know it'll be really hard for me, but I'm willing to do that and bring you guys along on that journey as well. And another thing that has been stirring in my heart recently is also adding another stream of income. Two things come to mind. So one, little story time. So over Christmas, I learned to bake sugar cookies, and I personally love fondant cookies. They are just so good, especially like that nice layer of sugar cookie and then that layer of fondant on top. And it's so nice, it's so cute. I see it all over Pinterest and it's amazing. So I decided to try and make my own over Christmas, and I actually did an alright job. Like, the decorating part could do some work, but I think the taste wise, it's actually really nice. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. So a lot of people actually really liked it. The ones that I, shared with like my coworkers, my family, a few of my friends. So I think I'm wanting to venture into a cookie business in 2024. Not sure yet. We'll see how we go. There is that. And then secondly, last year I started a Etsy business where I was designing digital print, and it was really fun until it got really busy with like retail work and a bit more on YouTube, and then so it's kind of like having to balance all that. And so yeah, I think this year also I'm wanting to see how I can balance my time, but that's also something else that is on the shelf at the moment that I'm kind of wanting to restart. Second last one is to develop my friendships and be more intentional. And the last one is self-care. So this one looks like physically, like working out and be more consistent. I know in my monthly reset video in November, I was like, I'm going to start working out. I want to do it more consistently, and it's been like a hit and miss and stuff. You'll see in my November reset video if you're interested in watching it. I'll link it up above or down below as well. You can have a look at how that kind of started and ended. And so in the year 2024, I really want to be more consistent, not only just for a weight loss kind of journey, but I think I really want to tone my body and just be more fit. The next one is also skincare. So, you know when sometimes you kind of just go about life and you don't really pay too much attention, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have a hard look in the mirror and you like see your skin and you're like, wow, I have neglected this for too long. And so I'm wanting to make the decision to really look after it and invest into products throughout the year to really help my skin. Before 2024 started, I did an order to grab all these different kind of skincare to help with my skin needs. So I've got hyperpigmentation, so I'm wanting to try and like brighten that and like help that. So I've been doing some research. Hopefully we'll see how the results are. It's only been like probably a week into this routine, not even a week, maybe like 4 or 5 days. Yay! So we'll see how we go. Definitely getting there. Definitely seeing results already. So I really want to be doing a video just to talk about it because I have dry combination skin and then of course hyperpigmentation, and it's looking very dull. So wanting to brighten it and just really look after it this year. So excited to share with you the results. I'm excited to bring you guys along on this journey. It's gonna be so fun. And now moving on to how I'm wanting to achieve these goals and what I'm doing to help me stay organized, on track, and focused for 2024. Set realistic small milestone goals from the big overall goal. So from the goals that I've already set in 2024 as like a blanket, massive goals that I'm wanting to see at the end of the year, it's like breaking that down into smaller goals that could help add to that, so it doesn't seem so big and so far out of reach. So for example, if it's like workout goals, if we're going off of that example again, instead of it being like, let's just say the 61 days to set the habit, of course 61 days it's gonna look so crazy. So how about setting realistic goals, like instead of working out like 5 times a week or 7 times a week, we can start with like every second week or every set day. So you're consistent with that, have that kind of start building for like the first 2 weeks, then add in an extra day, and then keep going on. And I think sometimes when we do set such unrealistic goals, we are already setting ourselves up for failure because it's so unrealistic from where our starting point is, and we tend to get more discouraged than that. So I think that's something that we could do. The next one is thrive on scheduling. I know that sometimes people don't really work well with schedules, but I think it's probably more so you haven't found a scheduling system that works for you. So I'd say probably research on YouTube what other people have done to schedule, what they have used in terms of a physical tool or a digital tool to help them stay consistent, help them stay organized, and help them to stay on track and focused. Yeah, so I think there's no harm in trying different methods until you find the one that suits you. I feel like sometimes we try something and we force ourselves to stick with it and stick with a method that works for someone else when that's not how we're completely wired. So whatever that looks like, I feel like for me, I'm still exploring what that looks like, so I can't really share too much now, but I really believe that I will find something this year and I will share with you, and then you guys can adapt it to whatever works for you. And then now I'm going to be sharing with you things that I will be kind of using in terms of tools to help me stay organized, focused, and on track. So personally, I'm such a planner person. I love diaries, I love planners, and that joy you get when you get to choose a planner and write in it for the very first time, starting with January and whatnot. So this one is my go-to planner and has been my go-to planner for probably 3 years now, to the point I got my sister one because I was like, you're gonna love this because I love this so much. I love how it's beautiful and it's like pink. So this is a Steph Pace planner. I will link it down below. She also has a YouTube channel, and yeah, she's such a joy to watch. I love watching the things that she does, especially the organization and just her house stuff that she's doing currently. So do check it out. She's linked down below. So basically this planner has just little motivational things here to like check off and like challenges that you can do for the month or for the week if you're feeling inspired, depending what it is. And basically I write down things on here to remind myself, and And yeah, it's always great to have that like daily planner. Not only this, but I also do have a online planner on Notion, but Notion is also for like everything else as well, like my YouTube content planning, my YouTube brainstorming, and other projects that I'm working on as well. You guys would have seen it in my monthly reset video for November. It's where I keep track of my goals and my habits and whatnot. So I'll link that up there, and I'm wanting to do a Notion tour very soon, so we'll see when I get to film that and put that up there. But there's that. So definitely do check out Notion. It is free if you're interested, and it's such a great way to kind of just stay on track, especially if it's digital, because then your phone is there and it's handy, where instead of having to carry my diary around all the time. So my diary, so my physical planner is mainly for at home or when I'm at my desk and I am just, you know, setting up my week on a Sunday. And the next few tools I'll be using for this year is to grow my relationship with God. So I signed up and purchased this course workbook called Living Face to Face, An Intimate Life with Jesus, and it's by Pastor Stacy Hillier Ministries. I'll link her down below if you guys are interested. It is so great. I'm also wanting to do potentially a series or even just something where I'm like chatting about what I've learned from this course. But so far it's been really great, and is really talking about just living face to face with Jesus. What are the enemies, or what are the distractions to stop you from living that face to face on a daily basis? It's not just on a Sunday, but an everyday encounter, because God wants that daily relationship with us, not so much for his benefit, but for our benefit, and that we get to commune with him, because it's all about relationship. And then the next one I got is the Revive a Sabbath journal. So this one is by Erin Planner. I'll also link her down below as well. And she does this amazing, beautiful Sabbath journal where it's talking about just resting in God and not striving, but just sitting in his presence and really allowing God to just work in you in that moment, like whatever he wants to speak about, whatever he wants to deal with in your heart, that is that as well. I have only just started, so I'm really excited, but yeah, I think it'll be really great. And also on top of that, can't wait to share what I've gotten out of that through a video sometime this year. And yeah, if you also are wanting to check those two resources out, I'll link it down below. And of course, my Bible here that I shared with you back in October, because I got this as a birthday present from my husband, and I'm loving it. It's from the Daily Grace Co, and I'll link them down below as well as a video that I have shared in terms of a whole video and setting up my Bible. So definitely excited to do some sort of series regarding like daily devotions and just how to spend time with God. Not too sure yet, I need to nut out the details, but I'm excited for that. And that is basically all for this video today. I'm so glad that you could join me, and I'm so glad that you've watched all the way up to this point. Give this video a thumbs up if you have found some of my goals and some of the tips handy, and that you'll be also trying them out as well for yourself. Also comment down below what your goals are for 2024 and whether or not they're the same as mine or a bit different, because I'm so interested to see what you have set and what you are wanting to put your mind to and put your willpower to achieve this for this year. I think it'll be really great to journey together. So definitely give this video a like and then subscribe if you haven't already, and join me on this journey, and we can definitely be, you know, goal buddies for this year and see how the year unfolds. And once again, thank you guys so much for subscribing. It really means a lot for the support that you're giving me. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!